So I'm playing John Silver, who eventually will become Long John Silver of Treasure Island. At the beginning of the show, he is a sailor on a merchant vessel that gets taken over by Flint's crew, and so then subsequently gets introduced to this pirate world, and we the audience kind of gets to go along with him as we discover the fun and the fear of this new place.
I play Max. I play, let's say, a lady of the night. I play a prostitute and a conniving, sort of very, very, very keen, a woman who loves romance, but is also sort of she's French. She's very smart and will do kind of anything to survive. I think her goal at the end of the day is to escape the world that she's in, but right now she just needs to survive it.
Are you from Western Australia?
I studied in Western Australia, so lived in Australia kind of in every state there, but went to drama school over in Perth, the most isolated city in the world, so it's which was good practice for shooting in Cape Town.
Where are you from originally then?
Originally South Australia.
Okay. Yeah. I'm from Auckland.
Yeah, right.
And
nice.
I actually lived in Adelaide.
Yeah, right. That's where I was born. I go back occasionally. Yeah.
Do you see the relationship between John Silver and Captain Flint, kind of, taking center stage, at least in the first
Hopefully,
couple?
Yeah. Look, definitely that's kind of, one of the real central relationships to the show. And it goes through a few different stages. Like, there's actually, they're very tied together. Even though there's not a lot of interaction really in season one, it's kind of this kind of slow, drawn-out thing where they only deal with each other as much as they need to. Because I think until Silver rocks up, Flint is always the smartest guy in the room, and suddenly there's this other guy that rocks up on the shore who is kind of a bit of a thorn in his side, and that's kind of really fun to play. It's a bit of an odd couple thing going on when we get to hang out, and it's great.
When you went into your audition, did you know you'd be playing such a lead?
The audition scenes were really fun. Kind of those two scenes from that first episode, and it's a really interesting balancing act. I think the tough thing about auditioning for this role, especially with the kind of a fun character of Silver, is that we've kind of seen this kind of heightened version of Pirates for so long. And so the interesting thing about this role, and even getting it in the audition, was going, okay, keeping that kind of roguish, naive quality, but really making sure it's grounded in reality and that he doesn't feel apart from all these other thugs who are, trying to smash his face in. Yeah.
I mean, most of the time with Tennessee Silver was quite a much older figure, but I presume we're going to be getting in this. Is that different to play as well?
Yeah, I think could still be doing this in 20 years. But that is kind of the fun of this. For me, I'm like, it's just, it's obviously such a fun role, and so and it's such a fun job that we want to go on forever. But I think more than anyone, I'm the one that's going, I really want this to go to the end. I want to take this character from this, young sailor who's being introduced to the pirate world and almost trying to escape it, to the most famous pirate in literature. So I think it's getting that origin story is just a gift. Knowing that we've kind of got him at the end, and seeing out how we get there, it will be an adventure for me as much as everyone else.
What's it like working with Morrison next?
Honestly, the guys on our show are just a bunch of puppies, so they're they really are truly the loveliest people I could be working with, unbelievably, sensitive yet manly, and kind, wonderful, warm people to work with, and the other two girls on the show, really, I'm as much as I love, my bros, I'm extremely grateful to have Clara and Hannah around, because it's you need to have females around you when you're a female as well, and they are the warmest, loveliest, most mature but fun women I could ever have the pleasure of working with.
And the three female leads in this definitely make their presence known. You're not they're pretty strong women in this as actresses and as characters. So
very much so.
Yeah, it's definitely not a.
No one's gonna watch it and think. Sorry to interrupt. No one's gonna watch it and say, oh, this is a male-dominated cast. Like the female roles are extremely prevalent in the show. We're around all the time, so it feels equal in a way.
Absolutely.
Well, is Max's base of operation is on the island that Eleanor kind of, runs or operates?
No, I mean Max works in the brothel, and the relationship that she has with Eleanor at the beginning is one of a lot of friendship and passion. Actually, they quite love each other. I love her, and very, very much. And there's a lot of respect between them, and they trust each other, and they share a lot with each other. But yeah, Max does all of her dealing and dueling from the brothel, and those pirates who come into her space, are kind of they come in one way and leave not knowing exactly what I've been doing to them.
Do you enjoy the kind of historical aspect of the costumes?
So fun. I mean, I always thought I'm part black and I'm quite a mix to me, so I always thought, gosh, am I ever going to get to do a period piece, because I don't quite fit anywhere. So I thought, oh gosh, this is going to happen. So to be able to be doing a period piece is really a dream come true for me. I've wanted to for so long, and the wardrobe is magnificent for me. I mean, so many of the guys are on the ships wearing the same thing literally every single day. I think in the first season I have 10 different wardrobe changes. I mean, I'm so lucky. I really, really am. No one wants to be a prostitute, but man, is it fun for wardrobe changes. But it's crazy. I mean, I wear this corset. It takes 2 people to do me up in my corset every day, and 10 minutes to get out of it at night. It's a process, but it helps so much ground the character, knowing that okay, this is what it feels like, to be at least a female back in the 1700s. It's extremely helpful and really, really fun.
And sometimes I wear a jacket, and sometimes I don't.
That's true.
It's very exciting.
And occasionally a little scarf, and then occasionally not.
I got rid of that.
And occasionally nothing at all.
Oh yes, that's right. There is always that option. That does come out. Yeah.
Was it hard for you guys to just relocate from Canada? How long did it take?
5 months for the first season, and then it'll be 6 months for the second season. I'm very lucky. I'm not married. I don't have children. Relocating is a fun adventure for me, and nothing else. I mean, it's certainly not a place where you can go home for the weekend. When you're there the entire time. So for me, it's really easy. I think for other cast members who have families, I mean, I think it can be a pretty big challenge.
Yeah, we were the 2 single ones.
Yeah, just
so
living
it
up, going like this is this is easy. We could do this for years. This is great.
Where it's definitely a long way away from the rest of the world, really. I mean, which is in a lot of ways a blessing. It's nice having it's like Cape Town's a beautiful place. On the weekends, you can eat some good food and good wine and go for a good hike. But otherwise, we're left just to focus on what is a really demanding job, between the physical elements as well as, the density of the scripts. The language in the scripts is really incredible. It's not, you can't just rock up and wing it. It's, you really want to serve the scripts in this. So, yeah, between that and the physical stuff, it's a full-time job just keeping in this world. So it's actually nice being taken away from everything else and just being left to focus on it.
There's literally 0 distractions. There's no excuse not to be fully prepared when you come to set.
I mean, if you come from down under, you're already used to being a long way from home as such anyway.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's, I imagine being in New York and trying to shoot something like this would be much tougher because, there's everything there where, that's the thing. The flights, I'm used to that with Australia. It takes a day to get anywhere. And you're always just moving around this career too. So you kind of take it as a given that when you're going to get a role, you're going to be stuck somewhere else with a new bunch of people, and you just hope that they're people you can handle. We got very lucky on this.
Yeah. Not only can we stand them, but I'm like truly madly in love with every single one of my cast members. So it's great, very lucky.
How does it feel to have already? I mean, you haven't even aired yet, and you're about to go back and film the next season. That's an amazing feat.
Yeah, very lucky. I mean, I've done so many seasons, one shows, so I've done one season over and over and over again. So I was just sort of waiting for the same. Even though I have so much faith in this show, you're just sort of waiting to go. Well, that's a great first season, and I'm gonna go start auditioning again, and then hopefully book more work. So it's just been like, just from an unemployed standpoint, it's nice to know. Oh God, okay, I have another job. Okay, all right, solid, great.
I mean, it's really exciting and really happy. And I think now that we're starting to see parts of season 1 and start looking towards season 2, just getting more and more confident in what this show is, and that it really is one of the special ones for us. And we just you get excited for scripts to come out or to see episodes, not for us as a job, but just as an audience member. Yeah, it's really, getting less quietly confident and more like loudly, rashly confident in what this show is. So, yeah, I think we're just really excited to get back in the costumes and give it another crack.
Yeah, really excited.
What are some of the major challenges you guys face on production?
Gosh, in what aspect? Like character-driven challenges, or
Any.
I'm gonna let you.
I would say it's everything. It's the boot camp that a bunch of us went on to kick off was the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. It was actually life-changing, just getting physically ready for it. And it was less about finding an aesthetic and, so we all look good with our shirts off, but going like, we needed to look like guys who lived in this tough world and then be ready to manage the days of shooting that we had on this, that would involve some really physical stuff. We'd be on boats all day, jumping off them, fighting on them, running back and forth, climbing up ropes, all this, and it just needs to be. We do a lot in a very small time on the show, and just being physically ready for that was really important. And that said, that mixed in with this really high level of drama and characterization, it's a constant challenge, but that's what you want. There's nothing worse than signing on to something and it just becoming a job. And with this, every day you hope you can meet the standards that everyone else is setting and that the scripts are setting and the production, which is great, to always have that challenge.
Right.